This is Dabu7. We are starting to see more countries now take these proactive measures to safeguard their food and their supplies of what they have, and this is going to affect everybody around the globe. We're also seeing what I call staged moves happening, let's say like out of China, where it's bringing the supply chain to a standstill. This is all by design globally, just like on the West Coast where they bottlenecked all of our ships coming into port. The same thing coming out of China is tied into this. Now, you have places like Pakistan and others that are clamping down on their borders as well. Things like cooking oil that everyone needs out there is being stopped from getting shipped out or exported. And this is big time, and it's going to have big effects. When you look at America alone, when you add up all the factors of what's going on here, it equates to a very dismal harvest at the end of this year. And who knows what's going to happen beyond that. All of this, again, seems to be staged and orchestrated as they're pushing a mega drought across the west of the United States. So when we look at this, as you can see, as it says here, Indonesia canceling all exports of palm oil until further notice. That takes out the world's largest producer and exporter of this key vegetable oil. At the same time, Ukraine's sunflower oil is also largely off the world market. This is huge, and it's going to have big effects for everything across the board. So this is slowly happening, like boiling the frog, as they give an analogy right here in terms of how this is happening. This is jumping up in chunks of percentage where eventually it's just going to catch up and there's going to be nothing to be done about it. It's going to be there. You're going to have to deal with what's happening at that point in time. Right now, people can run out to the store and they can get what they want. But when that day comes where they can't get what they want, you're going to see panic set in. That is when everything else around starts to break down with it. I'm going to cover this in greater detail on the live stream. Make sure to follow me. Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Akakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect, and much respect to the brothers pushing this word in the four corners of the globe. And shalom to you few sisters out there that's listening and learning, doing the right thing. It's Brother Aviyah coming at you with another lesson. Okay? And this lesson is going to deal with the famine again, man. Okay? Because we're so close to it, man. It's coming. You know, you see what's going over there in Shanghai, how they got everyone on lockdown, and they're bringing people food and, things of that nature, but people can't even come out of their houses to get their own food, man. They over there, they're controlling the narrative, man. They're controlling what the people do, where they go, and if they can go. But for the most part, they all locked down over there, man. And there's like over 1 billion people over there, man, if I'm not mistaken. And shit, that's coming over here. Soon come, man. And this is a article I looked up. It says IMF warns of civil unrest amid global food crisis. Okay? And it says poorer countries are likely to face civil unrest connected to sky-high food costs, according to the IMF, amid fears that the world is on the verge of a worldwide food crisis as a result of the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, which is all bullshit because we know all this is orchestrated. They burning down all those food plants. They're paying off farmers to kill off their crops. They're poisoning the water. This is all part of, Operation Depopulation, man. This is their plan, man. Okay? And through hunger, they're going to try and get everyone to take that charagma, man, that MOTB, man. Okay? That's the way they're going to implement it, man. Through fear and through hunger, man. It says, following previous warnings of starvation and hell on earth, migrant crisis due to a lack of food, the international finance body has forecast that global growth will be harmed, with poorer countries bearing the brunt of the crisis. According to a post on the organization's website, a combination of rising inflation and supply issues will significantly reduce global economic growth, with weak economies bearing the grunt of the damage. Okay? And throughout this whole because I'm not going to read this whole thing, but they're basically talking about what's going to happen over there in the poorer countries, across the globe, man. But they're not speaking on famine coming over here to the United States. Okay? And it's definitely coming over here, man. We all see it. We all see it, man. Every time I go into a store, man, it looks emptier and emptier, man. Okay? And we see that these things is coming, man. But for the most part, people over here don't see it, man. They think everything's going to be all good, man, until it's not. Right? Now, this is a picture, this is a picture I had on my phone for a very long time, man. And I came across it today, and I said, wow, this speaks volumes right here, man. It says if people will do this over a TV, what happens when food runs out, man? Okay? And this is you can see that this is during Black Friday, man, when they're just basically giving away stuff. The prices are cut and everybody's trampling over each other trying to get goods, man. Flat screen TVs or what have you, whatever they're trying to get, man. And usually on this day is total chaos, man, over things that you can't even eat, man, that these things will not keep you alive. And you see how these people react over these things, man. So when the food runs out, man, things are going to get ramped up, man. People are going to be acting crazy out here, man. People are really going to be acting crazy, man. Okay? And this is something that we got to prepare for, because it's coming, man. It's coming. So I'm going to start off at 2nd Esdras chapter 15. And I want 14 through 19. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, man. Okay? And these things are right upon us, man. What I just read right now are the things that we're going to be seeing in the streets, man. This is going to become the norm very soon, man. People breaking up in people's houses. People not caring about each other. People not worrying about what cops got to say or what the government got to say, or the quote unquote people who are in authority. People ain't going to give a damn about what they got to say, man. In that day, which is fastly approaching, man, this land is going to be lawless, man. They're going to have roadblocks. You're not going to be able to go where you want anymore. me go to Matthew 24. Matthew 24, I want 7 and 8 real quick. Okay, and it says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, man. Okay, so we're not there yet. Okay, but the beginning of sorrows is coming, man. Okay, if we're not in them already, right? Because there's really not no famines yet. There are pestilences, there are earthquakes in diverse places, but we waiting on them famines to come, man. Okay, and once them famines pop off, then we'll be in the beginning of sorrows, man. Okay, and it's gonna be tough during that time, but we gotta know that means that we almost up out of here too, man. And we all gonna have to endure that, man. And Lord willing, we make it through. Let me go to back to Second Esdras chapter 5. I'm gonna read 1 through 3. And it says, nevertheless, as coming to tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. In the land that thou seest now to have root, shalt thou see wasted suddenly, man. Okay? So, we're seeing iniquity increasing, man. Okay? But in that day, it's going to be, a whole bunch of iniquity, man. From all angles. There's a lot of iniquity out here right now. It's a lot of wickedness and a lot of evil going on, man. But in that day, it's going to increase abundantly, man. Something that none of us has ever seen before, man. Okay? And a lot of people are going to be dying, man. Scriptures say, they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number, man. Okay? And the truth and the way of truth shall be hidden, man. Right? So that's when, when the famine of the word comes, the way of truth is going to be hidden, man. And the land shall be barren of faith. Right? But shit, right about now, the land is barren of faith, man. Us in this truth, we the only ones really that got faith in the Heavenly Father. Everyone else has faith in themselves, man, or faith in other men. Okay? Let me go to Second Esdras. I'm going to stay here. Next chapter, chapter 6. Okay? I'm going to read, start at 17. Okay. Okay, it says, and it happened that when I had heard it, I stood upon my feet and hearkened, and behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sounds of it was like the sound of many waters. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh, and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. And will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Sion shall be fulfilled, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. And the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The women with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run, man. Okay? And then, everyone's gonna be out for themselves, man. No one's gonna care about, well, I knew this person for 20, 30 years. No one's gonna care about that in that day, man. It's gonna be everyone for themselves, man. People are gonna be killing the ones closest to them, man, just to get something to eat. Just to, get some type of satisfaction as far as, some food, man. Everyone's gonna be turning on each other, man. Like I said, this picture speaks volumes, man, because if they'll do this shit over some electronics, imagine what they'll do for some food, man, when it all runs out. I want to go to Isaiah real quick, man. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 9. Isaiah 9, read 18 to 20 real quick, man. Okay? And it says, "For wickedness burneth as the fire, it shall devour the briars and thorns, and shall kindle in the thickets of the forest, and they shall mount up like the lifting up of smoke. Through the wrath of the Lord of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother, and he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm," man. People gonna be out here so hungry, they gonna eat their own flesh, man. You know what? I'm a righty, so I'm gonna cut my left arm off, and I'm gonna season that up, and I'm gonna grill it, and I'm gonna eat it. These are the things that people are gonna be doing in those days, man. You're gonna be so hungry, you're gonna be eating yourself, right? Now I looked it up, man, and the human body can survive without food from 8 to 21 days, right? Without food. You can only survive 3 days without water. Now, if the human body was to survive 8 to 21 days without food, then the human body would need an adequate amount of water in order to survive that long without food. So what happens when there's, because they're already poisoning the water, right? They're killing off all the food, all the crops, right? So all that adds up to is mass death, man. The Georgia Guidestone says they only want 500 million people to be, left alive, man. And there's like what, 7.9 billion people on the earth. Or 8. We'll say 8, right? So that's 7.5 billion people that they want to exterminate, man. And we see it, we see what's coming, man. We see what this devil is up to, man. We see his plans, man. Esau is not slick, man. But to the people whose eyes are blinded, man, they can't see. And they're gonna walk right into the trap, man. Okay? Let me go back to 2nd Esdras, man. 2nd Esdras 9, read 1 through 5. It said, he answered me then and said, "Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the sign pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, man." And the end is definitely getting ready to be manifest, man. Okay? And we're going to see these uproars soon, man. People in the world are going to be bugging out, especially over here, man, because people in the United States live deliciously, man. There's so much food waste over here, man. People waste so much food. People over here are spoiled, man. Okay? Spoiled. And when the food is taken away, man, it's gonna get real bad, man. That's why, I continuously do I don't do a whole bunch of videos on the famine, but I do enough, man. Okay? I do enough because it's important to get the word out there, man. Because a lot of people is gonna be dying from this, man. Okay, and it's a slow death, and it's a harsh death, man. One of the worst ways to die, man, is by famine, because it's slow, and your body eats on itself, man. And if the Lord ain't dealing with you, if He ain't working with you, if He's not guiding you, man, you have no hope, man. There's not enough food that you can save up or water that you can save up that's going to deliver you, man. I'm going to go to Sirach 26. Sirach 26 and Sirach 26 and 5. There be three things that my heart feareth, and for the fourth I was sore afraid: the slander of a city, the gathering together of an unruly multitude, and a false accusation. All these are worse than death, man. Okay? But of course, I'm just focusing on that unruly multitude, man. Because that's what it's going to be out here, man. An unruly multitude, man. That goes back to, people will not regard their princes, their kings, or their princes, man. Okay? It's going to be an unruly multitude out here, and this place is going to be lawless, man. It's going to be like how it was in the book of Eli, man. It was lawless, man. If you got killed out there in that movie, no cops was coming to lock you up. There was really no judgment for you other than death. If someone came back and killed you, women were getting raped freely, right? There wasn't really no food like that. Hardly any clean water, right? No soap. Wasn't no soap like that. Okay, when you don't clean yourself, that spreads disease, man. All the luxuries that we have over here right now are about to be taken away, man. No hot showers. No food when you want it. No comfortability. You're not going to be able to just sit up in your house and, watch a movie or watch the game. Hardly any leisure time. Why? Because you're going to be watching your back. Because it's going to be every man for themselves, man. And everybody's going to be looking to take what's yours. That's going to be the mentality out here, man. Eat or be eaten. Kill or be killed, man. Everybody's going to be looking like a dinner plate to each other, man. People are not going to have, they're going to go out their wits, man. Everyone's going to tap into that animal instinct, man. I'm almost done. Ecclesiastes chapter 8, 5 and 6. And it says, whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment. Okay? That goes back to Ephesians 5 and 15 and 16, man. Measure thou the time diligently, man. Okay? And walk circumspectly. Redeeming the time because the days are evil, man. Because to every purpose there is time and judgment. Therefore, the misery of man is great upon him, man. Okay? Because people are not watching, what's going on. They're not paying attention. They too busy out here partying and bullshitting, okay? Not getting themselves prepared spiritually, okay, for what's about to come on the earth, man. People are too busy out here worrying about pleasing the flesh, okay, instead of building upon the spirit that lies within them. All they worried about is pleasing the flesh. And that's why a lot of people out here is going to get caught off guard, because it's going to come out of nowhere, man. It's going to be like one day everything is all good, and then the next day it's not going to be good at all, man. And the majority of people out here are not prepared for that transition, man. Okay, I'm going to stay here in the same chapter, right? They're not. Ecclesiastes chapter 3. I'm going to stay in the same book, not the same chapter. Chapter 3. To everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rend and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. Okay? And that time of war is coming, man. That time of hate is coming. Okay? It's coming. That time of weeping is coming. That time where people feel like they have to kill in order to survive is coming, man. Okay? But ultimately, we're waiting for that time where this place is broken down. Okay? So that the kingdom can be built up. Okay? So there's not going to be a time for embracing anymore. When that time comes, when all hell breaks loose, people will refrain from embracing, man. It's going to be nothing but hate out here. I'm gonna end it with this here, Book of Sirach, 34, and I'm gonna read 13 through 17. The Lord willing, this is edifying. Okay, the spirit of those that fear the Lord shall live, for their hope is in Him that saveth them. Whoso feareth the Lord shall not fear nor be afraid, for He is hope. For let me read that again. Whosoever feareth the Lord shall not fear nor be afraid, for He is his hope. Blessed is the soul of him that feareth the Lord, to whom doth He look, and who is his strength. For the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love Him. He is their mighty protection and strong stay, a defense from heat and a cover from the sun and moon, a preservation from stumbling and a help from falling. He raiseth up the soul and lighteneth the eyes. He giveth health, life, and blessing. Okay? So in these last times, it's, the Most High, man. That's all we're going to, be able to fall back on is the Heavenly Father, man. Okay? And that's more than enough to fall back on, man. Okay? And when these times come, you got to have faith, man. You may go without food for like 7 days, man. Okay? But always remember, man, it's a test. Always keep it in your mind that you are being refined. And know that eventually the Most High come through for you and take care of you, man. But you gotta have faith that he's gonna do it, man. All right. So Lord willing, that was edifying, and I want to say shalom to the next one.